Behavior nerf sprint burst.
Look how they massacred my boy.
And I know all of y'all are mad. Well, some of y'all are mad. The other half of y'all are just like, it's whatever. It's okay. It's actually much needed, to be honest. And to be fair, I fall in the middle, and that's what I kind of want to talk about today, right? Because not only did they nerf sprint burst, they nerfed the wombo combo, bro. They nerfed the vigil.
I beg your pardon?
As well. Like, who's not running vigil and sprint burst in 2026? Let's be honest here. And so now, I mean, the numbers aren't that bad. To be fair, it's not like they nerfed it where, sprint burst only works now when you're unhooked once and you can only use it when injured and, so on and so forth. I think they only moved it from like 3 seconds to 2 seconds now. So you lose like maybe 8 meters of distance, 16 if I'm being like super generous, but I would say like 8 meters of distance for sure. So I mean, which is, it's kind of crazy but not crazy. It's crazy because it has been like one of those exhaustion perks that are like, that is super strong. It's like a top of the meta, but it hasn't been changed since I believe 2017. I joined in 2019. And then they also nerfed vigil from 60 to 40%, and which isn't like not bad either, right? Like, it's still gonna run off your exposed pretty quick. It's still gonna run off your mangled, your hemorrhage. Like, just cause the pairing isn't as strong as it used to be doesn't mean it isn't still good. Like, think back to old Circle of Healing, right? When it was just absolutely cracked out of its mind, and now it's just fine. Like, it's a nice to have. Like, someone uses it, like, oh, that's nice. Right? Like, it's not like a huge nerf in my personal opinion. And here's where I think my perspective shifts a little bit from like what everyone else is saying, and in my anecdotal experience as well. I feel like not even a lot of people are using sprint burst nowadays. Like, is it just me, y'all? Like, to the killer mains out there, let me know. Do you still see sprint burst like that? Because I feel like my main exhaustion perks that I see are for sure Dead Hard and Life. Those two are like the biggest exhaustion perks I see almost every game. I feel like Dead Hard is just like one of those perks where it's just gonna be king no matter what, because it's so useful and it gets you out of so many situations. It's a second chance perk, right? Whereas Sprint Burst gets you distance, and for a lot of people, I feel like they're prioritizing just a straight up second chance compared to like, okay, I may be able to extend this chase by an extra like 15 seconds because I pre-ran and got extra distance to this like safe tile, right? In terms of Life, I feel like the popularity has just gone up with the new perk that came out, Wide Open Throttle, I believe it's called. So yeah, I don't think it's gonna kill the meta, in the way that like a big perk change up is needed. Right? I don't think it's going to like really affect that many people who aren't like already using Sprint Burst. Like I feel like the people who use Sprint Burst are just gonna keep using it, right? Or they're just gonna switch over to Life and Dead Hard, and it's not gonna be that big of a deal, which gives more opportunity for more exhaustion perks like Overcome, Balanced Landing, right, to be used. And I feel like that's always a great outcome. It's always great to have perk variety, perk shake up, within the meta. It does get boring after a while, where again, I don't usually see it, but like if you see Sprint Burst every game, it's like, oh, all right, bro, like eventually I'm gonna have to run Mind Breaker, right, to like avoid it. So they're gonna have to like walk off the pre-exhaustion, or I'm gonna have to run something else like an add-on that like delivers exhaustion if I do this. So I truly think this is like a healthy change where, again, it's going to shake up the meta in a way that isn't like too consequential. And I feel like it's like a nice healthy balance where you could still use Sprint Burst, but by all means you could still use it to get some distance, and at the end of the day you can still make it to a tile with these 2 seconds instead of 3. I feel like that's perfectly fine. I feel like the people who are like really freaking out about this are the same ones that like freaked out when Dead Heart got changed or when Adrenaline got changed. Oh my god, when Adrenaline got changed, don't get me started. People were like losing their fucking minds. But now like Adrenaline's fine. It's in a healthy spot, I feel like. And I feel like with this change, it's just gonna bring Sprint Burst to a healthy spot. Vigil, I mean, could they have dropped it to 50% instead of 40? Sure. I feel like the main reason people were using Vigil was just to pair it with Sprint Burst, you know, to get your wombo combo. But there's so many killers and so many add-ons that apply, especially with Jason being out. There's just so many times now where status effects are just like part of the game, and you're just like in this endless loop of like hemorrhage, mangled, you know, exhausted, exposed, and stuff like that. And so I feel like Vigil is still gonna have its place, though it may again drop in popularity. And is that a bad thing? No, because I feel like most people again aren't really using these perks in a combo. I feel like I get that kind of player like once every 3 or 5 games, which isn't bad compared to again seeing Dead Hard like every game, seeing Life every game. And then for some of my teammates on the Survivor side, when I do play Survivor, they're not even running Sprint Burst. They're running like this all gen build, all chase build, you know, that doesn't include Sprint Burst, you know, all heal build. I feel like we're getting a decent amount of perk variety, especially with this past Survivor that we just got. That it's going, that the meta's gonna for once I feel like going to be in a healthy spot. Now may I be wrong, may behavior fuck this up, sure, by all means, right? But I want to also pivot to another opinion that I've had, and I'm ashamed to admit this, so I'm gonna be vulnerable with y'all here for a minute. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, I don't expect forgiveness, but I hope I get some understanding, right? And this conversation really had me be introspective with the idea of just nerfs in general, and like how the community takes it on either side, Survivor and Killer. And when Jason came out, I was screaming on the mountain to nerf Jason. I truly was. I know you get your pitchforks out now. I totally understand. I get it. I would boo me too. I totally understand. That's much deserved. And the reason, and further note, I just want to add, Jason is the first killer where I had to go to Reddit to validate my feelings and my opinions.
Brother,
because on YouTube, with all my favorite content creators I would watch, they're like, no, Jason's fine. Just learn how to counterplay him. Go crouch. It's fine. Sure, will the matches last longer? Yeah, but you know, it is what it is. It's okay. And I was just like, dude, there's no way people are like not seeing the problem with Jason. And yeah, Jason was the first killer I went to Reddit for, where it's just like, okay, these people know what they're talking about. And the funny part is, the ironic part is like literally after 3 weeks or maybe even 2 weeks after he released and everyone kind of calmed down, because there was that period where everyone was playing him. After that, I have no problem with him. I have absolutely no problem with him. I feel like it now has balanced out from like the super sweaty Jasons that like figured out how to use him day one. I don't get them because I just plainly suck at this game. So my MMR is terrible. So now I just get the like low level to mid level Jasons who like frequently miss their shots with the pike or the spike or whatever, right? You know, maybe they teleport in the different direction, right? Or maybe they again just aren't comfortable with the killer, right? I feel like that's my average Jason experience, and more times than not, I kind of just escape. I usually like win against Jason. Not every game, but I feel like Jason's one of those few killers where I'm just like, we load into the match, I find out it's Jason, I'm like, okay, it's gonna be a fair fight. It's gonna be okay, right? I'm not like, oh, I'm gonna have to sweat my ass off. It's fucking Blight right now, Jesus. You know, and again, my experience could be different than yours. I know people who would hear that and be like, no, Jason still needs to get nerfed. And trust me, when you get him in the right hands, yes, I 100% agree with you. It can feel overwhelming because he has like he's like one of those few killers that can just be everywhere at once, like with no like punishment for it. As I played him in the few games, it does feel punishing, like when you miss a spike, and I think that's helped me like switch my brain to not be as worried about him anymore, because I have played him already, so I kind of know like what that feeling of like sluggishness is. And as I go against him, it just like reiterates in my mind, like after he tosses his bike, he's like, oh, he's just M1 man now. Like, okay, like I can just be, it's normal now. Like, great. The best he can do is like maybe try to predict that I'm gonna go to this next tile and teleport there. But you know, that's a gamble on him. What if I don't go there, right? So, and I think the crouch gameplay doesn't really bother me that much, mainly because most Jasons now know not to stay in that mode as much, because then it's just a stalling match, right? Then it's just like, if everyone's crouched, you're not seeing any activity and no one's on gens, then what's the point of staying in the mode? You have to get out of the mode to find people. So I feel like I'm not dealing with that problem anymore, so the matches aren't going as long as they used to. I feel like this is just like one of the rare times where I was just wrong about something, and it literally, the solution was, oh, just wait it out. Like, that's all it was just give it time. And I've come around. I'm now on the bandwagon that, you know, Jason's a good killer, and he's not as bad as I thought he was. Again, your experience may differ. You may be like, no, Q, you're completely wrong and you're stupid, and this is exactly why. And to that, I'll be like, you know what? That's fair, but it's my video. I hear you, but maybe try playing as Jason too as well. It's always good to learn both sides when playing this game, and you get a better look at like the counterplay of like when you get beat as Jason. You take like a mental note of like, okay, I'm gonna start implementing some of what, you know, they use to beat me in my own games. And I feel like that can be the answer for most people's problems in this game, is just play the other side and learn to counterplay that way as well. Not saying that you have to, but it would be nice, right, if more people played, you know, both sides. But yeah, I just wanted to, you know, do a little discussion video. I just wanted to give my thoughts, because I feel like the sprint burst nerf was definitely like a huge talking point, and it is big, right? So I know everyone's talking about that, and I wanted to take the time again to talk about how I was wrong. I don't know. Do you guys feel that way? Do you think the sprint burst nerfs are that bad? Do you think the vigil nerfs are that bad? Do you think now it's going to be totally killer-sided and it's going to be a rough couple of months once these like changes go live? Let me know in the comments below. I'd love to hear your guys' opinion about this. And yeah, thanks for watching.